At the end of the day, everybody just wants to know, will I manage to save more or will I have to pay more? So which one is it?
See, I think the reaction is very mixed here. But I think more interestingly, what has been the key of this budget is, or at least on the indirect tax side, the message is very clear that we want to reduce the litigation. And I think that has happened by way of two schemes, which is Sabka Vishwas scheme, which means that all of the past litigation with respect to the central excise and service tax can now be settled by way of huge waivers which have been offered for various categories, and the waiver would be as high as 70% of the tax waived, and with no interest and penalty. So I think the endeavor of the government is very clear that we want to reduce the litigation, especially the past disputes. If you see the GST collection number also as compared to the interim budget, the number now has been relatively decreased, and the alternative mechanism to get this revenue number would be from the past litigation, that is one, and also by providing certainty. And with respect to litigation, I think this budget has been very pragmatic, because the FM in her maiden budget announced for the Advanced Shooting Authority at a national level, which is to be formed to provide more consistency. So I think from that perspective, on the indirect tax side, it was a pragmatic budget to reduce the litigation. Now, to answer your question with respect to whether I pay more or I save more, etc., it's been very clear. Most of the benefits have gone to the middle class group. If we see the surcharge, the amount of surcharge has been significantly increased for the taxpayers who would fall within the tax bracket of 2 to 5 crores, and an extra surcharge even for the category of taxpayers where the income is more than 5 crores. So I think, it is very, very clear that the high income group would end up paying much more proportional high taxes. And most of these benefits, if you will see, with respect to the EVs which you mentioned, 1.5 lakh, or the housing loan interest benefits, etc., are all these meant for the middle class income group. Okay. So I think from that perspective, it's very clear that the most of the tax burden will have to be borne by the higher income tax categories. But I think what was very promising was the announcement with respect to e-assessments. Okay. Because I think there are...
So, Mr. Rastogi, if you can hold on to that.